We do modified family. Okay, I lied. Well, I lied to my friend. Not in a malicious way, but I said, I'm not making a video, but I will get this stuff for you. So what happened is, recently, a friend of mine, we both traded up to some newer Hondas than the ones we both had. We were EK guys, and I think he had a CRX back in the day. But now he has an RSX, I have an EP3, and a lot of my friends who are into Hondas also have RSXs. And so he needed a few parts. And things are very hard to find, mostly for my EP3. But both of my friends have wrecked RSXs on top of their other RSXs, which is more like their daily. My friend's dog is saying hi right now as well. So I talked to my good friends and said, hey, can I get some of these parts? They said, no problem. And so now I am over at my good friend's house and I am carefully removing the door panel because I need to get the window switch, and I got to figure out how to remove the door sill, maybe some of the plastics for the trunk. And the main thing I'm trying to get today is a rear lip. And then in the evening, after I go to work, because I have to work at like noon today, it's about 8 a.m., so I should have enough time to get cleaned up after this. I need to go to my other friend's house because he has a Type S stock header, and I want it because I believe it's the same size as my EP3 stock header, and it has the heat shield, and it should drop right in, and I'm having hard times finding legal exhaust parts for my EP3, but every time I look up like a performance header, it says it fits the Type S RSX and my EP3. So under that assumption, I'm thinking that the better flowing exhaust manifold from the Type S will fit into my EP3 and give me a little more smoothness. I mean, it's not really supposed to be a race car, but I like working on cars. You know, it gives me something to do, and I learn more about them that way. So if you give me 5 on my black hand side, we can get this going. I really wish that Chris Fix would buy a Honda, but I think I need to jack this car up. So I gotta find my friend's jack because I did not bring mine. Get the wheel off, detach the rear lip from this side, and mud flap, get that out of the way. I'm sure he could sell it to somebody else. I don't think my friend needs them, but I'm gonna get that rear lip. I'm gonna get this door sill. I was watching a video of this girl who has a DC5 replace her door handle, but that showed me how to get the door panel off, even though I just need that little switch with the window activator buttons. My friend was asking about me being able to buy these, which I think this bad boy is already coming off. I will use something to gently get that off without ruining it. I'm waiting for my friend to come out. I feel like he's awake. And then I'm also gonna see if I can buy some of the trunk plastics because my friend's interior is tan and this interior is tan. And then later, when we go to my other friend's house, we'll see all the stuff he has. Got it out safely. Did not break the door panel, kept all the mounting hardware. This is the part that I need. I watched a video by Morosive Automotive. It seemed like it was Eastern European, Russian maybe, I don't know, but very helpful. Thanks to that guy. There were screws I was missing. I got all but one screw and everything popped out gently, lifted off the door panel, bam. So that's the first piece we need. Let's get the next thing. I'm hoping my friend comes out. I need to borrow his jack, but let's go for the door sill. I might watch a video. I'm not intrinsically mechanically inclined with my Harbor Freight and Power Torque tools. Pittsburgh, yeah. So, but I can follow instructions pretty well. There was no instructional necessity to this video because everything comes off pretty easily. It took me a while because I'm not the sharpest crayon in the box, but my friend needed this piece. And what I found out is he really just needed this piece, which is just like a metal sticker that probably would have been cheaper just to buy. But he wanted this, so we got this. It just unclips just very carefully, just popped up with a flathead screwdriver. See, lips looks all good. He'd asked for this, but then he told me his whole door panel was messed up. So then I went from purchasing this to purchasing a whole door panel, which makes the price go up. He wanted these emblems because his car's missing these. And luckily this has been sitting in the sun, so all the glue was just peeling off. So I just gently nudged it at points where it was strong, because you see like right here it's not connected, so that would probably be a bad place to lift and pry. But like here, that piece is connected, so I just put the screwdriver there and slightly lifted, and then like down here it's all one piece. This one just came out, the glue had all kind of evaporated, and so it still has the spikes to slide in. And this one the same thing, like it's connected there, it's connected there. You know what I mean? You see the spots where the letters connect? That's where I just gently put a flathead and lifted it. Not that I was worried about the paint, but we did not scratch the paint. These are the parts you needed out of the back. These just pop off. They're just plastic. Pretty cool. I made sure to get this back piece of the door panel. He should have all the screws and stuff, so I did not take those. This is another little piece in there that I thought he might need, because it seemed like he was missing everything. And then here is the door panel. It is super clean, so it's a good deal. So we got this for, well, we got it for 200 bucks, but I'm just gonna charge my friend 100 bucks because I'm just trying to help him get his project going. And so this was the last thing that I was trying to get, and my friend came out and helped me. He brought me a jack because I was gonna take off the wheel to access all the back parts of this, to get all the mounting clips off the bottom of that lip. This is me showing my ignorance, but then I realized that there was a bolt right there, 8mm, so I took that off. So then it allowed me to pull this down, and then once I got that much space, I could take out the screw that was there and the two that were holding the mud flaps. And then I was looking at the back of this, and I'm like, this joint is connected. There's, let me see if I can get a good, yeah, none of that is separate. You know, I even checked the other side. So I thought, hey, I'll just get the bumper for my friend. But again, the problem with that is his is the new or older model RSX, so he has like the scalloped lights. And so, I mean, some hot water, you could probably push this bumper out, but it's the wrong one, so it wouldn't fit his car either way. So we're leaving the bumper. And then, a quick aside, that back middle piece, I was trying to get that, but it was gonna rip right around the latch because we could not get that trunk lit up. And so I'm trying to make sure that I retain the value, because once my friend who owns this car gets the engine out and all the parts he needs for his new one that he has that doesn't have an engine but has everything else, he wants to sell this, you know. So I'm trying to make sure he gets the value that he needs out of it when he sells it, and there's not a bunch of like broken pieces, and it's desirable to somebody who wants all those interior pieces. Because like, let's say you need one of these, it's almost cheaper to buy the whole shell than to deal with the prices that people are charging online. That's just kind of how it is with old Hondas. All right, so that went very well. It only took about an hour of my time, and I had it because I don't work till a little bit later. So I picked up all those parts, got it all loaded up. I'm gonna go take them back to my car. The video's not over. It's not trying to be super long, but we're gonna go to my next friend's house after work this evening before I work again, hopefully. Work has been abundant, so I'm very thankful for that. It's definitely a blessing. So I need to get a Type S exhaust manifold, and I've already paid for it. My friend's like 50 bucks, and I'm like, I can't beat that deal. And then I kind of just want his whole Type S motor and 6-speed transmission. I don't have the money for that, but you never heard a crackhead say, oh, I can't afford crack today. No, we're gonna find a way to get that motor because it's available and it's a good deal, and I know it's in good condition. And then whatever car I want to put it in, whether it's the EP3, which is already K-swapped, or just came with the K motor, or the Honda Fit, which is K-swappable, I'll need like the subframe and a bunch of other parts, and I'll be able to buy it all from the same person before he junks his spare Type S. So yeah, that'll be the rest of the video. I hope this is interesting. We're just getting back into it. I want to start using a bunch of British terms, like when they talk about their intake manifold, they're like, oh, you know, I swapped out the inlet manifold for a Skunk 2 Ultra. I'm like, oh, that's dope. That's very good. All right, so I want to get some more parts, and I will see you guys when we do that. All right, look at this beauty. This is an RSX Type S, and we're at my friend Pat's house. I am getting the exhaust manifold. I already removed the super nice, clean heat shield, and here's the Type S exhaust manifold I am trying to get off. You know, I might as well just take this whole motor, but piece by piece. And it's funny because The EP3 steering wheel I have in my EK hatch, I got from Pat out of his EP3. And then when I bought his EP3, I bought another steering wheel to put in it because I like the factory one over the aftermarket one. But yeah, give me a second. I'm not filming this because my big body, my little hands, you're just gonna be looking at my backside like a plumber, and that's not the type of channel. You gotta go to my OnlyFans for that. So I wasn't out of my work clothes, but I am now. I'm in street clothes. So I was able to get under the car. There's one bolt that holds the mounting bracket to the car, and then there's bolts that hold it to the catalytic converter. They look like this. I bent one of them for some reason. This one did not. I don't know if I didn't take them off in the right order or one like tweaked to the side. I think maybe because the cat was hanging from it. But here's all the mounting hardware. Here's the gasket. Here's the heat shield. Look how clean this heat shield is. And here's this. I mean, it looks like mine. I'm hoping it's marginally bigger or just better flowing. But the hope is that it just mounts right up to the EP3. Also, I got a cover for my friend the other day, but he has a base model RSX, so he needs this cover. It's a black cover that has this little extra dealy bob on there. So he'll be stoked. His motor will look more complete. I just realized I didn't film an outro for this video, so I'm doing it now, like a week later, while I'm editing. Yeah, it was good. I'm happy to get all those parts. It was a really good deal. I took the door panel back to my work to put it in my car, and I cleaned it up. I used what I always use, window cleaner, just to get some of the dirt off with a microfiber towel, and then I used some interior dressing, and that door panel looks minty fresh. It looks super good. And then my friend's like, oh, well, maybe we can get the other door panel, because I also forgot, and it's a learning experience, that the door panel inserts are cloth on the base model and like a leather or a vinyl on the Type S. And so yeah, it would be a little imbalanced, and I'm sure you could get some other fabric and make them the same, but you have access to two door panels. And my friend Cody, who owns the first car, is very reasonable. I mean, he like looks at the price and takes off like hundreds of dollars, because I'm sure it's at least $350 to buy one RSX door panel, because that's just where the market's at, you know. And for him just hooking it up the way he did, that's very much appreciated, you know. And I try to always look out for my friends and anybody you want to support. You know, you don't ask your people for a discount, just take what they offer you, and it helps the build get a lot farther. And then I'm gonna go back to my friend Pat's house, because I didn't take the mounting bracket, and I don't know if my car will facilitate that, but I have seen people buy aftermarket headers and then them start to crack around the tube, because I don't think the aftermarkets have the same support as the stock equipment. And what else? And yeah, things are going well. I have ordered a few more parts for my build, and so I hope I have interesting content. I know I'm always behind the curve. You know, the fad of the EP3 and the RSX seem to be more in the past, and now people are going back to the old days and taking their EGs and their EK hatches and K-swapping those, which is cool. And I thought about doing that while I still had all of my EKs, but I decided against it. So the next thing on the chopping block is I'm trying to sell my last EK hatch. It's the last of my fleet. And so my friend who I'm buying all these RSX parts for is going to come help me, because he has a lot more experience in that, and I definitely will take all the help I can get. And so we hope to get a primer soon and then paint it. So those are the next videos that should be coming out before anything else. And then I already have a friend who's like, oh yeah, it's got all this stuff in it, it's swapped, and you're gonna paint it? Yeah, I'll definitely take it off your hands. So hopefully it's gonna be pretty linear. I feel like the more I do to make it ready to sell, the more I want to keep it, because it just looks better and better. And then also the more money I lose, because the more I invest in it to get it cleaned up more, to make it more attractive to be sold for the same purchase price that I offered the person already, it's almost like I'm paying them to take it. But I'm growing up. It's just a load off my back, so it should be all good. All right, Modified family, peace until I see you next time.